Hi, it's Chelsea, and welcome back to Divine Therapy. On today's session, which is number 5, we will be talking about insecurity. Insecurity is a persistent feeling of self doubt, inadequacy, and lack of confidence in one's own worth, abilities, or value. Whenever we critique ourselves really hard, we always find these so called flaws, and we believe that there is something wrong with ourselves. We believe that we aren't worth certain things, or we're not good at certain things, or that there may be something wrong with our appearance. Having insecurities negatively impacts our lives and the experiences that we have. It can impact your relationships, your career, it can impact your personal growth, and new opportunities that may arise. And because of those insecurities, all of those things are negatively impacted. After doing some research, I want to discuss where insecurities come from so that you are informed on the root cause of your insecurities. For one, negative childhood experiences. If you have had self-absorbed parents or parents that are inconsistent, that can lead you to form insecurities then or later on in life. And when a parent is self-absorbed, they're only thinking about themselves and what they want from you, what they want you to look like, what they want you to do, all these things. And they are setting these expectations for you. And if you fail to meet those expectations, you may feel like you have failed your parents or that you're not living up to the potential that you're supposed to. And I want you to know that that is not true. If your parents were flawed and their way of raising you wasn't the best, that has nothing to do with you. Don't let that affect you, and don't let that take hold of how you perceive yourself and the accomplishments that you have had or the failures that you've experienced in life. Having these type of parents or having this experience in your childhood can lead to insecure attachment styles and long-lasting insecurities. Number 2 is failures. Whenever we attempt to accomplish something and we do not accomplish that thing, we can look at ourselves and we believe that we are failures, that we're not good enough to achieve these accomplishments or these desires that we have, and that is not true. After failing so many times, failure can take root and lead to insecurities. Failure can result in low confidence, and that feeds insecurity even more to where you don't even have confidence in yourself. When you don't have confidence in yourself, you pretty much are looking at yourself as below the bar, and that again is not true. Research shows that after failing at something or many things consistently, you start to put your worth into that and your value into that. So if you don't accomplish this thing or you keep failing at this thing, that is where you put your worth. If you were to accomplish those things, then you see yourself as more valuable, more accomplished, a better person. And then whenever you fail, you don't deem yourself worthy or valuable because you put your value in your accomplishments or your failures. Another root cause of insecurity is social pressures and comparison. In this time that we are living in, social media is a big platform that most people indulge in. We catch ourselves scrolling and tapping through people's stories and looking at other people's lives, and we're taking that and we're comparing it to our own lives. And if we feel that we are not up to par with them and what they show us, even though it's just a percentage of their life, that starts to take root and make insecurities within ourselves. Society will tell you that you need to look and appear, act a certain way in order to be accepted, in order to be a person of influence, and in order to be someone deemed as important. Because of these high societal standards, we are putting our value in what they tell us and expect us to be and to look like, leading to further insecurities within ourselves. Comparison is the thief of joy. Stop looking at other people's lives and expecting your life to be that way. It's not going to. You are two different people. Last but certainly not least, perfectionism. Some people put in excessive effort in order to make the perfect lives in the perfect situations. And whenever their expectations of this perfect life or experience is not met, they put their value in that. Excessive effort to make something perfect can create an insecurity and a fear that you are not good enough because you didn't achieve that desire to have this perfect life or perfect experience. Being perfect, making something perfect is an impossible task. Nothing here, no one here will ever be perfect. It's not possible. We are human beings and we are flawed inside and out at times. Perfectionism is an unrealistic expectation that you should not put on your life. That is a heavy burden and a heavy thing to carry day to day and throughout your experiences in life. Again, nothing will ever be perfect. So when you're trying to make something perfect over and over, you will fail, and that will lead to that insecurity taking root. There are a few characteristics of insecurity. For one, lack of confidence. If you go throughout experiences and situations through life and you don't have any confidence in yourself, yourself or your ability to achieve something, that is a sign that you may have insecurities. Number 2 is feeling inadequacy. You believe that you aren't good enough and that you're not worth being able to accomplish certain things or set out to do things in life. Number 3 is self-doubt. You doubt yourself through any and everything. So you could possibly be able to accomplish something and do good at it. But because when you look at yourself and when you examine yourself, that seed of doubt keeps creeping up and telling you that you won't be able to do it, or you're not good enough to do it, or this is just something that is way out of your league. That is another characteristic of insecurity. Number 4 is fear of failure or rejection. Whenever you face situations and you start to think that you will fail at it or that you may possibly fail at it, that insecurity will keep you at bay from reaching a lot of your goals and a lot of things that you wish and probably are able to accomplish in life. And of course, rejection. When people have rejected you and pushed you away and made you feel like you are trash and you are not worth the effort, whatever it is that you feel is rejection, that fear of rejection along with the fear of failure is a characteristic of insecurity. Number 5 is anxiety about judgment. You are scared of what other people will say and what they will think. That right there is insecurity, and we must figure out the root cause. We went over 4 different ways that insecurity can be rooted and where it may have started from. And these 5 things are characteristics of insecurity, meaning that if you are dealing with any of these things, multiple of these things, then you are insecure about something. And then we must figure out the root cause of these insecurities. Was it your lack in perfectionism, negative childhood experiences, failures that you have came across in your life? Or is it the social pressure and the comparison that has taken root and formed these insecurities? The next thing I want to discuss is how insecurities manifest, meaning how you can tell based off of the things that you do and say that you have an insecurity. Here are a few signs and evidence that you may be insecure. Negative self-talk. When you talk about yourself, there's nothing good that comes out of your mouth. It's all negative, and you are belittling yourself. You're beating yourself down, your character, who you are, and in your mind, there's only negative things when it comes to yourself. Another thing is excessive comparison. Every person you look at, every place that you go, you take that and you compare it to your life. And if those things don't match up, you're just looking at all the things that you don't have and what they do have. You're comparing it to yourself, like you're always trying to make sure that you one up them, and if they're one-upping you, then you're not good enough or you're not doing enough and you need to do more, when that's not the case. The next thing is people pleasing, and that is something many people suffer from. If that is something that you suffer from, it's coming from an insecure place. You always feel the need to please another person in order to feel accepted, in order to feel worthy, in order to feel like you're doing something good with your life, and that is not true. You do not have to do things that you don't want to do in order for other people to be pleased. This is not a way that you should live, because it is draining and your focus is on so many other people that you are neglecting yourself. You're neglecting your needs. You're neglecting what you feel is right and moral, all so that other people can be pleased. And for what? What rewards are you getting? What can they give you that you can't give yourself? Why are you pouring out so much of yourself and becoming a person who you're really not for the benefit of someone else? Next thing is avoidance. And with avoidance, that's avoiding experiences, avoiding people, just avoiding things altogether. And that can be rooted in that fear of failure or that fear of rejection. So you stay away from people and you stay in your house, you stay in your room, you only go to work and maybe the grocery store. You're isolating yourself from these opportunities and these people that you could connect with to help you grow and move forward in your life. Number 5 is defensiveness, and that comes from criticism, whether it's good criticism or bad criticism. Whenever someone is coming to talk to you about you get defensive. You put these walls up and you're always on guard. You're trying to defend yourself in every which way possible because you're feeling attacked, and that may not even be the case. That is rooted in insecurity. It could be that when you were growing up, your parents were always getting onto you about things and always blaming you for things that you didn't do or that you didn't say. There are many different things that could have happened to you to where you're always defensive, and always being defensive is not a good thing because not everyone is out to get you. Not everyone is out to attack you or your character, anything like that. Number 6 is jealousy. That kind of comes from the social pressures and the comparison, but when you're envying another person, you want what they have. You feel that they are stuck up or that they think that they're better than everyone else, when really that's just you projecting how you feel about yourself. Jealousy is not a good look. There's nothing that anyone has or that anyone does that you can't obtain for yourself, but you have to think about why you're trying to get that thing that they have, or why you're trying to be the way that they are. Are you envious of what they've accomplished or how they appear? You have to really dive deep into yourself and the way that you think and the condition of your heart so that you can figure out where this jealousy is stemming from and why it is that what this person has or what this person does is affecting you in that way. Last but certainly not least is clinginess. Always wanting to be near a person that you are connected to. You never want to be alone. You can't take time for yourself and just focus on you. And that can come from being neglected as a child. Again, like you feel left out, or maybe you're just scared to face yourself. Whatever it may be, clinginess is a way that insecurity manifests. So if you always feel the need to be in the presence of someone or something, that is rooted from an experience or many experiences that you have went through in an insecurity has taken root. Now that you have been informed on a few places that insecurity comes from, how it manifests, and characteristics of insecurity, let's talk about how you can get past them. Number one is to renew your mind. You have to change your perspective in the way that you perceive things. Romans 12:2 says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." You should really take this verse and meditate on it and really understand what it means to be renewed by your mind. You have to change the way that you think, the way that you perceive things, and your outlook on life completely. That also means changing how you view yourself, because how you view yourself is where those insecurities come from. What you think of yourself and the value that you place in yourself, or the lack of value or worth that you place in yourself, it must be changed, and you need to have a new perspective. You are not defined by worldly standards. Nothing in this world can define who you are. And if you do define who you are by the world, you have to understand that the world is not perfect. The way that you think and perceive the things of this world will determine what insecurities you do and don't have, because the mind is where our outlook on life starts. Understand that the people that you envy and compare yourself to are not perfect people. You only get to see 5 to 10% of the inside of their life, and half of the time it's all fake anyways, especially when it comes to social media. People put on an act. They make out their lives to be something that it is not. They make out themselves to be something that it is not. For those girls that go out and they change the way that their body looks by surgery and all these unnatural things, how could you take a natural body, something that God created, and compare it to something that is unnatural, that has been tainted, not real at all? It makes no sense. Same for a man. If you're naturally scrawny or skinny or just slim, and you're looking at a bodybuilder who takes steroids and all these medications and just does all these harmful things to their body in order to look that way, you're not even comparing apples to apples. You're comparing an apple to a freaking watermelon. It doesn't make sense. You shouldn't put your value and your worth in people and things that you don't even know the full story behind. These people are not perfect, and they do not have a perfect life. Everyone has their struggles. Everybody has their own flaws inside and out. And just because someone found a cheat code or a loophole to change these things that they don't like, or to come off a certain way, just because you're not like that or you're not able to do those things does not mean that you're any less valuable, any less worth it, and that you can't achieve your pure desires and the goals that you have. If you have a fear of failure, you can renew your mind by changing the way that you think about failure. Instead of thinking of it as, oh, I failed, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. Think of it as a learning experience to help you in the next time that you try. Or you can think of it as a redirection. Maybe that thing that you're trying to do is not meant for you. Not that you can't do it ever, that you won't ever achieve whatever it is that you're desiring to do and accomplish, but maybe it's just something that's not for you, not meant for you, and God has something completely better than you could ever imagine. Do not place your value and your worth in failure, because we will all fail at things. We're not perfect. Whenever you're trying to do something that you've never done before, you cannot expect to get it 100% right every single time. You must change your focus from everything that you deem as wrong or bad in your life, and think about the good things that you have accomplished. Think about the good things and the good people around you. Think about those good experiences that you had as a child and in high school and in college. Like, think about the good and think about your growth, because everyone grows in some way, shape, or form. Every single year, there's is something new about you. And though there are bad things that happen and bad things that we go through, focusing on those bad things will cloud your mind and fill it with negativity. And of course, that feeds the insecurities that you may have and that are rooted deep in your mind in the way that you think about yourself. If you've continually been focusing on the bad, as you can see, focusing on that bad is not doing any good for you. So it makes sense that something has to change. So change the way that you think and perceive things and your outlook on life completely. Everything that you see on social media is 9 times out of 10 not real, or is altered, or is exaggerated. Focus on the natural and the way that God created things and find the good in everything. The next step to getting past your insecurity is finding your worth in Christ and not in the world. In 1 Peter 2:9 it says, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." Did you hear what God thinks about you, who he says you are, what he compares you to? Do you see how he sees you? And this is our creator. This is our Father in heaven, the one who made all these people and gave us all these ideas to make the world what it is today. This is the source and the person that is above all and will forever be. This is what he says about you. So why in the world would we be listening to people who were created by the same God and we're worried about what they say and what they think, as if we weren't all created in his perfect image? Your worth comes from being kept and chosen by God himself, not by your accomplishments and what other people think about you. That's not where your worth and your value should be placed. Those people didn't create you. Those people didn't bring you this far in life. Those people didn't give you strength and peace and perfect love. So their opinions don't matter. They won't matter when you die. You can't take their opinions with you anywhere after this life. So why should we be carrying those opinions with us in this life? They don't matter. They should be worried about themselves, not about you, if they're not trying to help you become a better person and grow. This world is full of evil and deception. So again, the opinions of others don't matter. Who's to say that their opinion is coming from a good place in their heart? Who's to say that they're not jealous of you when they're not trying to beat you down and make you into this person where they feel that they are above you or that they are better than you, trying to get you to a low place? Understand that the enemy will use your insecurities and run with them. If you give him an open door and you let him see that there is something that you're insecure about, whether it's your ability to accomplish something, whether it's your appearance, whether it's you feeling some type of way about the talents and the skills and the gifts that God gave you, whether you failed at something, like, it doesn't matter. If you let those bad situations or those bad feelings take root and you let them start taking control of the way that you see yourself and the way that you carry yourself, if he sees that, he will take it and run with it. And not only that, but he is clapping whenever you put yourself down and you are belittling yourself and you're keeping yourself in this dark place mentally and physically. It affects you spiritually, affects you in all ways. You're stepping into this person that God didn't call you to be, nor did he make you to be. Again, he says you're royal and you're chosen and you're his special possession. So anybody and anything that has something to say that is the opposite of what God says, we're not listening to them, because that's only going to put us in a bad place, and we're not trying to stay in that bad place. When you focus on what God says and actually believe it, not just read it and let it go in one ear and out the other, but we actually believe it and we let that take root in our minds and our hearts and let that be what clouds us and where we put our worth and our value in. Once we get to that place, anybody that has anything else to say other than that, it will be easy to block out, and you will have the right thoughts to fight against the negative thoughts that are trying to come in and take place of those good thoughts. Again, the enemy is set out to destroy you from the inside out. And if you are already your worst enemy and you've already done that to yourself and destroyed yourself, destroyed your mental, destroyed your heart, and destroyed your mind, it makes his job easier, and he is happy. Like, he don't need to do much because you've already put yourself in this low place due to the way that you think and the way that you perceive things. And that is why you must renew your mind. Like, going back to point number 1, you have to change what's up here. You have to change the outlook of the things that you see and the things that you hear. It has to be completely renewed and renewed in Christ and what God says. Number 3 is seeking security from God. Insecurity is you not feeling secure in a certain thing or in your feelings or whatever it may be, but seeking that security in God and putting your trust and your faith in him and what he said and who he is will allow you to get past those insecurities easier and faster and be able to keep them from coming back. In Malachi 3:6 it says, "For I am the Lord, I do not change, therefore you are not consumed. O sons of Jacob. Now, focusing on that first part, for I am the Lord, I do not change. God is consistent. God will forever be God in who he is. His characteristics will always be the same. His heart will always be the same. The way that he thinks and operates will always be the same. His heart is full of unconditional love, mercy, and grace. And God is all that goodness is. So whenever you're placing your value and your worth and putting your heart and your trust, giving him your mind, it will always be safe. You'll always be secure. You'll never have to worry or be anxious for anything. In past sessions, we've learned that putting your trust in people will only lead to your demise. It will only break your trust and break your heart. But when you put it in God, the one who is perfect, the one who created you, the one who is the most and will forever be the most trustworthy, you will be able to let your guard down. Let down those walls. That defensiveness will go away. When you put your value and your worth in who Christ said you would be, all those insecurities of feeling like you're not good enough or you can't accomplish something because of the failures, whatever those insecurities may be and wherever they took root from, you will be able to be vulnerable and you will be safe, and those burdens that were on your shoulders will be taken off because God will take care of you. He'll take care of those insecurities. He will listen to your heart. In 1 Peter 5 verse 6 through 7, it says, "Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you." His first instruction is to humble yourself. Do not think that you are too much for God. Do not let your pride get in the way of you being able to go before God with all of your mess, with all of your insecurities, and with all of the pain that you carry. You have to get to a vulnerable place. You have to get to a lowly place, and do not think yourself to be way up here, but put yourself down here so that you can look up to God, that you can get out of God's place, because God is the one who tells you who you are. He gives you your purpose, and he's the one who strengthens you, all these things. So whenever you put yourself in his place, you're the one calling all the shots, and you're the one telling yourself that you can't do this and you can't do that. You need to get out of God's seat, because you being in God's seat is only going to lead to your demise, lead to your destruction and further insecurity. But be humble. Humble yourself, get out of God's seat, let him take his place so that he may exalt you, so that he may bring you up from that lowly place and that negative thinking and that low self-worth. Let him take control. Give him all of your problems. Talk to him about them. Let him into your heart, into your mind, because he cares about you deeply. He will forever care about you. He created you. He's your father, whether you believe in him or not. He is your creator. That's a fact. That's true. And he knows everything about you. He knows you from the past, the present, and in the future. So why not tell him everything that's going on with you so that he can handle it? He can be a father to you because you are his child, and take care of it because he cares for you. God is one to always listen and hear your heart. So it's okay to be vulnerable because he will help you through those negative feelings, and he will help you through those insecurities. Like, God is literally the only solution. There's only so much you could do for yourself. Again, you cannot rely on your own strength and your own will to be able to get past something like an insecurity. Insecurity is rooted deep. It comes from many experiences. It comes from trauma. It comes from your childhood. It's rooted in you deep, and it's been carried with you for so long. What makes you think that you have the strength and the power to be able to get rid of those insecurities and overcome them yourself? Go to the one who is perfect, the one who cares for you and who loves you unconditionally, and let him lead you through the process of getting past those insecurities, because he can and he will. Having insecurities is nothing out of the norm. Everybody has dealt with an insecurity. So do not be afraid. Do not feel ashamed or guilty, any of those things, or feel like you're just so different from everybody else because of that low self-worth and not deeming yourself adequate, valuable, or worthy of the things that you desire and are set out to accomplish. There are many different things and experiences that you could have gone through for these insecurities to start to grow in your life, but I just wanted to make sure I gave you a kickstart and an idea of where they may have came from. And once you figure out where they have came from and you've identified the characteristics of insecurities, and to see if you have any of those characteristics, and now that you've learned about the way that they manifest, insecurities is something on the inside, and whenever they manifest, it starts to come out of your mouth, out of your actions and things like that. In this session, you've learned all of those things. We've also went over how we get past those insecurities, and it all leads back to God. It all leads back to our Savior, Jesus Christ, and it all leads to Holy Spirit, who should be inside your temple to help and guide you. Of course, getting professional help, surrounding yourself with people who genuinely love you and care about you can also help, of course. But if you want to cut those roots out, you have to go to the source, the person who is our gardener, and we are his plants. I thank you so much for joining me in session 5. We really dove into how to get past these insecurities that we all deal with, and I genuinely hope that you learn something from it and that you will take what you learn and apply it to your life, because being insecure will only lead to your destruction inside and out, and I don't want that for you, and I don't believe that you want that for yourself. It's time to get out of that dark place, and it's time for us to be humble and go before God, be vulnerable, and solve these issues. I hope to see you in session 6, and remember that my email is always open for us to discuss anything you'd like to talk about, and of course the scriptures will be in the description. If you'd like the notes from this session, you can also let me know about that in an email. Share this video with a friend or a loved one that you know is dealing with insecurity. I hope that you all would take something from this video and allow it to help you grow into the best version of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch you in the next session. Bye.